Greetings, what is up, and a very warm welcome to the semi-finals here of Artifact Cup number 9. The sun is kind of pretty much hiding, and the magpie is kind of pretty much casting. Yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into another hearty helping, another fantastic feast here of Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. And looks like today, hang on a second, let me just get these tabs in order. Spawning in the south on Taurian Crater, playing as the red and yellow Knefi forces. It is, whoopsie, it is Tren. And, spawning in the north, playing as the kind of sky blue coalition forces. It is Desar. So good map to kick off this this best of 3. This is this is one of those maps that all the players know really well. Been in the map pool since forever, and for my money, it's one of the best balanced maps. And I don't mean interfaction balance or gameplay balance or unit versus unit balance. What I mean is this map. I think there is no favored strategy. You can be very aggressive. You can go for a macro build. It's a good size. It's a good shape. You're not particularly close, but you're not too far away either. So just a really good map, I think. No matter what strategy you have in mind. So yeah, also Knef versus Coalition as well. I haven't cast Knef versus Coalition for feels like a long old time, so that's pretty nice. Always nice to get some matchups that we don't see very much, and I think the reason we don't really see this matchup very often, it feels like it's been a long time since I've really, except for in the quarterfinals of this very tournament, it feels like it's been quite a long time since we've had any really prolific coalition play. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what Desar is going to be able to bring to the table here. Looks like Tren is going for reasonably early railgun fab here. So that is reasonably early. No sign of refinery mode, but also no second production cruiser yet. He is stacking, so yeah, he'll be at 600. He'll get that second production cruiser, and I think we're going to have some aggression. Desar looks like he's coming on out here with what looks like a little scouting poke of LAVs, but he is continuing to build them. Trent does go for the production cruiser, so it is going to be an aggressive opening here for the Knef player. And as we zoom in, we can see the LAVs coming out across the map now for Desar. Base runner in tow, so it looks like he wants to grab an artifact. And these LAVs are going to be useful. I imagine, knowing Tren, it'll be assault railguns. Well, it has to be assault railguns. And the LAVs are actually okay against assault railguns if they can get on top of them. And this many LAVs, they're out early enough. They're kind of across the map early enough that, yeah, Desar may actually be able to achieve some real work here. We'll see. We'll see. I would say 3 to 1 is the minimum number of LAVs to assault railguns that you need to make this situation at all takeable. So if your opponent has 2 assault railguns, I would say you need at least 6 LAVs, but then you also need some kind of positioning advantage to get in on them. And looks like Tren's going to fire up the old cruise missile systems here, letting loose. Loses one salvager, so Desar already hitting good here, already getting good damage. Uh-oh. These 2 salvagers, there is not a lot here to defend them. What else is coming out across the map? 2 AAVs. I mean, the assault railguns can beat all this. They really can. It's just a matter of positioning and how the engagement goes. So Desar here coming in with his little pack. Looks like Tren is kiting nicely with his 1 assault railgun. The defensive fire from the carrier going to start chipping in some damage here. Some of these, or 1 LAV has gone down now, but that is trading 2 salvages for 1 LAV is obviously totally fine. The range on these LAVs is so frustrating as well. Look, he's just still picking damage onto these assault railguns. Ugh, so annoying. And now the AAVs here coming in for the backstab. They're going to start harassing salvagers. And this is really annoying. The carrier out of range to assist there. I think at this point you've got to move the carrier to shield the workers by going here, and then use your units to shield the workers here. I think that's possibly optimal. But it looks like Desar is going to commit in here with the AAVs. So he's got 3 salvager kills so far, about to pick up a 4th. Oh dear, this is getting brutal now, and Desar also grabbing artifacts. This is getting absolutely brutal. The assault railguns are taking these AAVs down now, but he's down. I mean, Tren is down to 3 salvagers. 3. That's absolutely desperate. That is. If he uses all his production cruisers, okay, yeah. So he's building salvagers 3 at a time now, so he can get back in this. But that was a pretty dire opening right there. That's never what you want to happen. And weirdly, I feel like he had the tools to defend that. I'm sort of surprised that those LAVs did as much damage as they did. The first 2 salvages were picked off over here. They kind of had no business, and the like no business being out here, and it was like they were sluggish to fall back as well. So I think that like at least one of those salvages probably could have been saved. And then over here, well, it is unfortunate losing additional salvages to the AAVs that came around the side, but again, like I say, I think you can move the carrier just a little bit and hose them down. Pull off the salvages, there's no point losing them, don't leave them working, just like pull them back somewhere safe. In this case, that would have been like here, I think, behind this sand dune probably. And then just bring them back later, like when the threat is dealt with. So, a slightly an untidy opening there for sure from Tren. Desar here firing on all cylinders. Now here comes Tren moving out across the map. He's got a number of assault ships. He's going to see what he can get done. Desar sees this straight away with the UAV. He's got 2 heavy railguns in position. Now is he going to hold his nerve? Boom. He is holding his nerve. He's coming on in. Oh no, why break now? You're already invested so far in. Okay, I guess he just realizes that the carrier is more than a match for his assault railguns. He gets one of the heavy or one of the coalition assault railguns, so that's not so bad. You can see the carrier and the support cruiser here doing a fine job of repairing these coalition units as well. And this isn't going to get anything done here by Tren. Now, compare and contrast, right? If all of the money that had been in these railguns had been in sand skimmers, this would have been completely different. You can run in, you don't mind if you lose a sand skimmer or 2 to the carrier's defenses. You kill all of the railguns for free here. I mean, what is going to defend? Like, there is no AAV here. Like, you know, that would have been a time when sand skimmers... In fact, to be honest, having seen this, you know, Tren could still... Look, he's still building assault railguns. I think if you see this composition, you immediately need to start building sand skimmers. Building them 2 at a time, he could have had, like... probably 8 to 10 in about, well, in not very much longer now if he'd have started building them when he first saw this composition. So then he could have like harassed in multiple locations. He could have come in and got the railguns for free. I mean, that's just like, I'm not sure how many players would actually identify and do that. Not many for sure, but I'm just saying it occurs to me that that does look pretty good. Oh, getting this wounded assault railgun out is good. Oh, he just needs to select that one and get it out. Woo. Well, he got it out, but he put it back in. Anyway, he gets another one of Descar's railguns, so that's something. That's like pretty big. There's only 1 left now, and if he can like focus down a support cruiser or something, this starts looking really good. As it is, he's kind of getting bullied by this carrier, so I'm not quite sure why Tren is staying here. Looks like the base runner also throwing down a turret post, and that's going to start hooning in here. Hooning in with the super heavy rounds. And I don't know, I feel like Tren didn't really get any good damage there. I mean, he put the railgun count down for Descar, but he lost so many of his own forces that that's kind of immaterial. He cannot lose one of these production cruisers. Look at Descar, he knows that this is his. He has the upper hand here. Oh my goodness, you cannot lose one of these production cruisers. I don't think Tren's in danger of doing so, but like... ouch, basically. Ouch. Well, let's check out the economy. So behind this... Oh no, Tren, so he's only mining off of 1 location right now. Uh-oh, he's also only got like 5 workers on his carrier's resources here. Like you can see this mineral patch here, or rather this CU patch, needs an additional worker on it.
Carrier defensive weapons offline.
Now, where is the carrier going? I don't know, this looks like a pretty weird game from Tren. I'm not quite sure what his objective is here. He's just building tons of assault railguns. Like, what about this scenario is saying that assault railguns are a good unit to build? I don't understand. Okay, now he's getting heavy railguns, and that will help. He does need to diversify his composition, and this will really help. So the the heavy railgun's going to be sniping in from the back here, but I don't know. He's pretty outgunned. Here, Descar is getting set up here with a lovely concave. Uh-oh, Tren. I think Tren is going to see this. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, he's going to lose a heavy railgun here for free, though. Which sucks. Oh, and these production cruisers just take... Whoa, you cannot keep taking hits like this. This is just I just can't see how this fight is ever won for Tren. And it'll take a mistake from Descar, I think. If Descar gets too close or overcommits, then yeah, maybe he can win. Descar needs to add some AAVs into his mix though, or something. Maybe not AAVs, just like, oh, look at the micro on these railguns though. He's microing the 2 packs of railguns so nicely. Just like kiting back with this one, kiting back with these guys. This is quite nice. Uh-oh, here comes Tren. He's committing through a choke point here. Heinous amounts of heavy railgun slugs just slamming into his assault railguns. He needs to pick a target and just... There we go. Now he's getting some work done. 1 goes down. Focus fire, focus fire. Uh-oh, he has so few railguns remaining. Okay, another 2 heavy railguns go down. Now he's starting to convert. Yes, this is it. There we go. He's getting in there. He's getting the damage done. shift queuing up those attacks and takes out almost all of the railguns for Desar here. Going to leave him with one.
Railgun under attack. Assault railgun.
But now, doesn't Tren just lose everything? Oh wow, sorry, I didn't even see this. Like 4 more assault railguns coming in the rear here. Uh-oh. This does not bode so well. And now the production cruisers are just absolutely forfeit, right? There's just nothing is going to be saving these guys. Let's just have a quick zoom out. Has Tren got anything else going on? Nope. Uh-oh, this is a lot of resources to have just kind of bounce off your opponent here. I mean, let's be generous. I don't know how many railguns he killed, but it must have been like between 6 and 8, I think. So like, this was not worth it. He lost all his military units, all his assault railguns, both his production cruisers. Without those, he can't expand his economy or manufacture military units. He is rebuilding his production cruiser, but Desar has to know that that was a big swing. And if Desar just kind of rallies his units across the map and continues building, he should take this. I mean, just his economy alone is just like intense right now. The economy of Desar compared to that of Tren is Desar just has like money for weeks, and Tren just simply doesn't. So I think this should be a pretty straightforward game 1 here. I'm like racking my brains, but I can't see a way back in here for Tren. So we'll see. We'll see. I would like mixing in a support cruiser to this attack, because at the moment these units have no way of repairing, and like 3 of them are damaged, and you know there's going to be more damage coming down onto those units. So I would love if Desar could get like 1 more support cruiser, then he could leave the support cruiser here and bring his carrier with the attack actually, which would be pretty spicy. Because of course, remember, the carrier can repair. Woo! A little assault railgun going for a little wheelie or a little jump flip off of that dune there. Steady on, mate.
Carrier missile silos now online. Carrier power capacity increasing.
Locked in. Hostile railgun detected.
We
Acknowledge.
need more CUs.
Okay, so here comes the sledgehammer from Desar. He has got the sledgehammer and he is a swinging. Here he comes. Struggling for something to say. I mean, this should just be easy, right? There are no military units here. Well, there's an assault railgun, and then there is an army here. So is Tren stacking interceptors? No. So this is over, right? This is just totally over. This has to be over. Cruise missiles getting some damage on that one. And there's a heavy railgun at the back here. That's not going to last long. It's doing its best. The assault railgun comes flipping and ninjaing in. He gets 1 of the heavy railguns. The missile is a good hit. Gets another. Puts some damage on some more. Now the LAVs come in to pick up the heavy railgun. That heavy railgun has done well. It got many shots off. Oh man, these cruise missiles. The Kharak carrier is actually somehow holding here. I think the difference between this being a game-ending push and just being kind of like, you know, just actually pretty bad here for Desar was bringing along a carrier, because he can't repair these units, which means that every time they get hit by one of these cruise missiles, every time the assault railgun gets in and does damage, every shot from that heavy railgun was all adding up. Look, see, now he's just losing unit by unit here. Ooh, I don't know. I don't think Desar got very good value out of that army at all. Oh god, but he's been stacking air forces. Oh god! And he comes in with a ton of strike fighters. There's some anti-air, but it's not enough. In fact, the only anti-air was that production cruiser, which has died. Without the production cruiser, there can be no more military units. And Desar is going to close out a very convincing game 1 here. Ouch! Whoa! That is... ouch! And there we have it! Well, that was a straightforward game there. I think there's not a lot to say really. Just Desar taking a straightforward game 1. I think Tren there. I mean, his plan was obviously 2 production cruiser assault railgun aggression, but you need to be adaptable. And I think after your opponent gets a few of your salvagers, I just think countering. Doing like a delayed two production cruiser assault railgun push when you don't have that many at all of a good economy behind it. I don't know. I just don't think that was ever going to work. I think in the face of taking that opening damage, you have to call off your 2 production cruiser attack, because I don't think you can really get anything done. And certainly, I mean, if you do attack as well, I'm not sure that just building assault railguns was really correct in that situation either. So. Yeah, pretty rough game there. Pretty rough game for Tren. But we'll see what he can pull out in game 2. And that is where I will see you momentarily. Alrighty, guys and girls. We are loading into game 2 here between Tren and Desar. Kalash Teeth gonna be the map. So, wow. I'm amazed that this map wasn't vetoed. It usually almost always is, because it's a horribly tiny and really kind of, I don't know. This is like the most aggressive map in the game. This is like the rush map. If you're gonna pull out some early aggression, you're gonna do it on this map usually. If you're gonna do it at all. Anyway, spawning in the south, playing as the red and yellow Knefi forces, it is Tren. And spawning in the north, playing as the sky blue coalition forces, it is Desar. So yep. Whoa, Desar here going for support cruiser first. Okay, that's a very brave thing to do. That is super brave. And Tren is moving his carrier. Did he mean to do that? No, I don't think so. Okay, cool. I was going to say, that is a strange thing to do. But, okay, wow. I'm so curious to see what Desar has got planned with this support cruiser. Like, can it just be a really greedy build? I don't know. On this map, really? There's one hell of a double bluff, you know. If you're going to go for some macro cheese, some economic cheese, some economical aggression, this is one of the maps that your opponent probably won't see that kind of thing coming. So it makes sense in a weird way. But I mean, it's so easy to punish. Okay, so he's going to leave the support cruiser here, send forward the carrier to this location, I suppose. Wow, that seems really tenuous, because remember, the carrier, right? The carrier is far more defensible than a support cruiser. The carrier has like an array of defensive turrets and weapons that can be used. The support cruiser does not. So if you're going to have defensive turrets and weapons, you usually want it to be defending the 6 salvagers that can work here, rather than just the 4 salvagers that can work here, which is why most players leave their carrier here and send the support cruiser here, until later on in the game when they're able, you know, when they're looking to weaponize that carrier. So it is unusual here for Desar, as far as I know, to leave that one there, to leave the support cruiser here, and that because that leaves more of his units, like more of his resources, like 6 salvagers. You know, that's no joke. Leaves more of them exposed. But I suppose at this point in the game. Nah, who am I kidding? At this point in the game, you could totally lose them. Oh well. Anyway, couple of strike craft here. Just gonna do a little, scout on each other here, and then both players just playing it real cautious. It looks like they're both going pretty economical here. No, actually, no. Sorry, cancel that. Tren has researched railguns, but he doesn't have the second support cruiser. Sorry, the second production cruiser. So I don't think it's going to be aggressive. This seems to be Tren's go-to build. It's a kind of like middle of the line, get railguns early but don't push with it, then get refinery mode like a little later. Oh, he's getting railgun armor. This one seems very strange without refinery mode. And the sound skimmer going down to the LAV in mid. Doesn't really mean much, but it's just kind of like, it's just like one of those little things, you know, like. It doesn't, like, the strategic value of losing that sand skimmer, it's not 0, but it's quite low. But it's just one of those little things that kind of gives you some insight into which player is, like, firing, you know, is firing on all cylinders, you know? It's like in StarCraft when Zerg players, like, have that little, really awkward little thing at, like, the 2-minute mark where, like, 4 Zerglings from each side just kind of go, like, meh, sometimes, and, like, have a little Zergling fight. And usually both the Zerglings kind of get hit up a bit, but nobody loses any, and occasionally somebody loses a couple of lings. But it tells you, just by watching the micro, you can tell like who comes out with more health, who might lose a Zergling. You can tell which player is kind of just feeling it a little bit more in that particular game. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's at all the same in this game. Possibly Tren just wasn't looking. But anyway, interesting to think about, for me at least. A couple of assault railguns coming out across the map. They are going to sweep up that LAV that was left wounded in the middle. And now here comes a production cruiser making assault railguns. And but Desar actually doesn't really have any military units now I think about it. And Tren, god damn, this is such a wonky build because it's not turbo aggressive. He's getting level 2 railgun armor actually. These railguns are going to be tough. Oh god, these railguns are actually going to be quite spicy, aren't they? Oh, but there's already a proper railgun, 2 proper railguns out now for Desar, and that just shuts this down. Your armor, like, armor research is good, and it does make units a ton more durable, but you gotta remember, railguns have the Sunder ability, this thing here, Sunder. Target armor is reduced by 4 for 10 seconds after you get hit by a railgun slug, so, like, railguns already have a kind of natural counter to armor built in, so Desar here, the railguns are just the perfect thing to counter this push. Here comes a second production cruiser here from Trent. Wow. Wow. And he's getting refinery mode. Okay, that's good. So it looks like he's going to apply pressure for like about another 50 seconds or so, or probably slightly less. He needs to turn these things around within about 30 seconds if he wants to make optimal use of his research timing on the refinery mode, because that's going to finish in like 30 seconds. So he's got, what, 40 seconds. So he's got to get the support cruisers back there. Sorry, the production cruisers back there if he wants to use them. A couple of blast drones being manufactured by Trent, which I do like. I'm a fan of blast drones. I think that they're like underused. They're such a cool little unit. Whee! Go blast drone, go! Dun 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 dun. He's heading into the assault railguns. Sorry, into the railguns. Boom! Getting some fantastic damage actually. That could set up a really nice fight here. And now he comes on in here, over here. Okay, if he can get a support cruiser, that's massive. It's kind of a shame he has no, like, 3 sand skimmers could just come in and pick off these railguns. It's hilarious. That's some really good damage that blast drone was able to put on. Okay, now the railguns are here to help though. One of the assault railguns goes down. Trent needs to get this support cruiser, but I don't think he's going to. Like, it just has enough health that it's not going to die here. So, that's really, really painful. Losing like 3 of his assault railguns as well for basically a logistics module really sucks. So a pretty poor exchange there from Trent. And also remember, he researched refinery mode behind all this, but he hasn't been reaping any reward. So that's like 600 credits or 600 CUs. Or is it 700? I think it's 700 actually. That he can't actually use. Like, he's seeing no benefit from that investment at all right now, at all. Whereas if he had, like, I don't know, 10 sand skimmers out with this attack, he would have picked up those heavy railguns. Those heavy railguns wouldn't have been able to smash down his assault railguns. So it's just little things, and it's really easy for me to point these things out and make these observations as a caster because I can see everything with no fog of war. But, you know, these are the things that matter. So hopefully players watching this will be able to learn a little, I guess, maybe. Anyway, here comes another blast drone, spicy choice, and I like lurking with the blast drone around these blind these line of sight blockers. That's smart. That is smart. Uh-oh, Trent coming in here again. He needs to focus down these railguns. God damn, there's a top level railgun here. That thing is going to be absolutely annihilating him. Oh no! But like you see, LAVs are just pretty good against assault railguns. LAVs, railguns beats assault railguns. Like, you can't take this, Trent. You cannot take this. Let's just check his research here. 1 second. No additional tech or anything as far as I can tell, but I mean, like, Desar's just got this totally held, and Desar's economy, he's mining off of like 2.5 locations right now, so his economy is also like dramatically superior. Desar here just playing like the consummate, like, professional coalition style, as I've seen him do before. Definitely one of the best coalition players for my money in the game. Always a pleasure to watch, really. It's just really smooth. It's the kind of stuff that almost makes me want to play Coalition. Almost. Screw playing with units that don't heal themselves, though, right? Oh dear. So okay, Trent's moving in on the right flank here. Going to come in for another poke, but like, there's a carrier here, and like all of the railguns you would ever need to support here. So this is not going to work. Okay, well, here comes 6 assault railguns. What are they going to do? Oh god. Oh, he just about gets out with all of them. That is amazing. I thought for sure Trent was going to lose like 2. But he gets out with all of them. So, okay, that's cool. Some LAVs cruising around in mid here for Desar, getting a touch aggressive. Looks like a base runner under fire for Trent. So he's going to build a blast drone in an attempt to defend himself. Here comes the blast drone. Is Desar paying attention? Uh-oh, doesn't look like he is. Boom! And that's a good blast drone. So, okay, cool. I always love to see a blast drone hit home. And now the production cruisers are coming home. And then Trent can, like, expand his economy up to mining off of 3 locations, which he needs to do. Also, worth bearing in mind behind all this, Trent actually got 2 artifacts, so he leads in the scoreline 2-0. That's not nothing. That's definitely useful. Oh, is he going to lose this base runner? Oh, it's on so low health. The LAVs are just desperate to get this kill. 68, 42. He's taken fire. Looks like he's not going to lose the base runner. Okay, wow. Now, bear in mind, Knef, literally, they have no way to repair base runners. So this base runner is on 29 health for the rest of the game. It is basically now an anti-aircraft turret that's made of paper and a blast drone production facility. That is pretty much all this base runner, I think, is going to be achieving. He's rallied it out to try and grab an artifact, but It'll get destroyed by those two armored assaults. He doesn't know that, but I think it's ambitious just rallying out a complete... you know what, actually, retiring this base runner and then building another would be the most optimal use of it. Anyway, got a fight here in mid. Looks like the assault railguns able to catch out Descar's railguns. What are these railguns doing in mid here? Descar making a bit of a misstep. Not quite sure what the justification for these guys being in mid are. And he's going to lose like 6 of his railguns, including like all of the veteran ones. So that's massive. And Tren is probably going to get out with like 3 of these assault railguns as well, which is also massive. Has Tren researched the direct fire mode for the missile ship? Is that what I'm seeing here? No? Okay. Seemed like that missile ship was firing shots like over the hill, like into the units there. Anyway, okay, so here comes Descar. He's getting a touch aggressive. Couple of armored assault vehicles coming into the left here. He's also got a base runner grabbing artifacts. Good composition here. Plenty of railguns backed up by LAVs and AAVs, but no anti-air. Although Tren doesn't even have assault ship fab, so it seems reasonable not to have anti-air until you see like an assault ship out. You're probably fine not getting anti-air. So. That makes sense. That makes sense for Descar, who's going to be going up to 2-1 here in the scoreline. Bong, there we go. And this game is actually surprisingly even for how it started. I thought Tren would be miles behind, but anyway, Descar looking possibly to get some damage done here. And there are some soft targets, salvagers, heavy railgun, to some extent this missile ship exposed. But it looks like Descar doesn't want to get stuck in here, doesn't want to risk losing units, doesn't really know what's in here either, so it does make sense to play it defensively from his point of view. A lot of look at Descar's control though. I love the way his units are just like always active, always moving, always swirling around, looking for opportunities. And it looks like he's going to group up quite the force here and look to maybe send it around to the right flank here. But Tren knows it, and he's building up his units here as well. The assault railguns, the heavy railguns. The heavy railguns in a slightly suspect position. I think I much prefer being along this sand dune, because that way if they start taking too much fire, you can pop them back down behind it. Also, the rally point on these production cruisers. Why is this heavy railgun going so far out? Whoa. Whoa, Tren is fearless with these heavy railguns. He has no recon about what's out here, and if this wall of railguns gets into range of his railguns, he will lose all his heavy railguns. No, Descar here just setting up a masterful bait and switch. He's like, oh, look at my little LAVs. You can totally try and make a move on them. Nope. And now we've got a big fight going on, but I mean, this is enough railguns that can severely punish those assault railguns. Even if they rush these railguns, Descar would never have gotten there. So Descar just taking a lovely engagement. That is a sweet fight. He picks up all of his opponents. Well, he picks up like 3 heavy railguns? Not all of them. And 2 or 3 assault railguns for nearly nothing. So that's pretty damn good. That's just really nice for Descar, who's continuing to marshal artifacts. And now he comes on out with his carrier. Now he's up to 3 support cruisers back at home. Oh, a lovely barrage attack here from Tren, though. Picks off 3 LAVs and puts a lot of damage on the others. The AoE missile barrage there. It just like came in from Sensors Manager with just enough time to see the final missiles hooning on in there. So that's useful. That is definitely useful. Look at this thing. Just like desperately hiding behind this line of sight blocker. Like, please don't railgun me. And now Tren's thinking about getting something done. Sound skimmers are coming out, which is going to really help. Those sound skimmers just are so needed. I don't understand how Tren... Like, you need sound skimmers more often, is what I think. Anyway, these assault railguns and sound skimmers ain't going to be enough. This is a ton of railguns, but in a way, he kind of only has to beat the LAVs. Because if he can beat them, then his sound skimmers will, like, clean house with all these railguns. Wow, and his heavy railguns actually beginning to cast some shots and finding some hits here is Tren. Starting to take out some of the coalition railguns. And his own railgun's just limping out of the fight. How is Tren still alive? I feel like... Okay, here we go, yeah. I was going to say, I feel like Descar needs to be poking with his AAVs in the left. And he's going to come through the middle here. 2 assault railguns are dispatched very quickly to deal with those, and that they will once they catch up. So I think Tren's probably fighting the good fight here. He's got that firefighter. He's got that fire under control, hopefully. Here we go, yeah. His assault railguns will just take these guys down. He might lose a salvager, so that's annoying. But here comes Descar, and he's got battle cruisers. No, sorry, he's got artillery cruisers. He's got a carrier, which is pretty quick and can put his power into weaponry. This is going to be scary. He does lose a salvager, maybe 2 actually.
Rally point acknowledged.
Tran losing some units, but Desar just with total map control. He can grab as many artifacts as he likes. He can mine freely. He can build. You know, he's just got this staging post right on his opponent's doorstep. He can strike through here. He can strike through here. He can strike through here. So Desar right now calling the shots. He's definitely in the driver's seat, as they say, in this game. Wing of Sand Skimmers coming in on the right flank here will get promptly deflected by a wall of LAVs and railgun slugs. And now the artillery cruisers beginning to make their presence felt. Yep, Desar knows where the targets are, so he can just rain fire onto these resource spots here. Let's check the tech here for Tran. Honor Guard Cruiser Fab is about a minute away from finishing, but that's going to be way late to help out in this fight. The LAVs... Whoa, there was a window there for Desar. Okay, looks like he actually just wants to kill all the Sand Skimmers, and that makes sense, because whoever wins this Strikecraft battle is going to overrun and destroy their opponent's railguns, so I like that a lot. Man, the frame rate is... Whoa, dear, whoa. Frame rate is kind of suffering here. Okay, hopefully that doesn't help. That doesn't seem to have. Anyway. Well, I do apologize for the frame rate. I don't know why that's suffering so much. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I think Tran's army just kind of shattered, really. I don't think he really stood a chance, because like I say, like Desar just had map control. He could just cherry pick how he takes the fight with what units. You know, he gets to pick where the fight takes place. That's a pretty damn strong position, and it would have been a miracle for Desar to have lost from there, I think, or a miracle for Tran to have won from there. And, oh, another good barrage from this missile ship. Nicely done. It's cool that he always remembers to do that. But now he's just kind of being marauded across multiple locations. His carrier is taking a ton of damage from the artillery cruisers, which are just hooning away over there. Desar grabbing artifacts, Desar with total map control, Desar with a massive army. Desar, I think, more than likely with this game, and therefore the match, and therefore his very own finals slot. Wow, that LAV has like so much veterancy. Damn. 2-2 now the scoreline. But I mean, look at this force here. What do you do if you're Tran? What can you do in the face of such reckless coalitioning? Well, the answer is you can put 4 power into cruise missiles and hope for the best. Good hits from Tran, and this is what I mean. You can put 4 power into cruise missiles and hope for the best. He picks up an artillery cruiser, and I think he has line of sight on this one. The lead he's giving is good, speaking to his experience dealing damage with these things. And he's actually going to come in here and challenge the carrier. He needs to do this at range. Yeah, he turns around now. There we go. He also needs to put some power into repair systems. I think take this out of weapons, put it into repair systems. Because if he's going to try and win this, it's going to be by like making his carrier last as long as possible while spitting missiles into his opponent's carrier. An Honor Guard cruiser finishes in the middle of this fight, but Tran's carrier on perilously low health now, exposed to a wall of railguns. 19, 14, 12, just taking hit after hit. I think 4 more slugs will probably do it. 1, 2, 3, and there's the final hit. And Tran is going to be defeated here. Desar taking a very convincing best of 3 there. Just both of those games, I felt like he was never in jeopardy. So well played by Desar. A well-earned place in the finals for him. So I'll be moving on to cast the other semi-finals, which is where I'll see you guys in just a moment. Greetings and welcome back. We're getting ready for our second semi-finals match here. It will be another best of 3. Looks like the map is going to be Canyon Outpost, which I haven't actually seen played for feels like a while. So that'll be a refreshing change. And we'll just wait for the game to load in. There we go. So spawning in the south, playing as the kinda white. I'm just going to call it the white Galzian forces. It is Spicy Chupacabra, or probably just going to call Chupacabra. And spawning in the north, playing as the salmon. Whoops, playing as the salmon Galzian forces. It is Quicksilver. So 2 fine Galzian players here. Spicy Chupacabra, a relative newcomer to the scene, to be honest.
Rally position designated.
My screen is so dusty.
Rally position designated.
And by so dusty, I mean like it has a tiny layer of dust, which
Carrier weapon systems
I just get
online.
I like having really like nice, well looked after stuff. So, anyway.
Command verified. Salvage your own
But now that that's been seen to, we can return at last to the cast. Yeah, both of these players like really good. Quicksilver's been in the game since like for ages. He's a really good, really very capable Galzian player. Spicy Chupacabra, he could be a stalwart or a veteran of the community who's playing under a different name. I don't know, but this is still the first tournament I've seen him in. So, Artifact Cup number 9 newcomer, already making a run to the semi-finals, and looking pretty good. Looks like he's coming on out here for a little bit of a kind of scouting poke with one production cruiser. Kept his base runner, so he's probably not going to do anything ludicrous. No retiring of the base runner. Let's check out the production tab here.
Ready for operations.
And,
light attack vehicle rendering complete.
here he comes, and he's going to pick up his opponent's scanner here, which is nice.
Target zone verified.
Also, this kind of looks like it could be a more aggressive move, so he may panic Quicksilver into having to build like a ton of defense. And at this stage, it's really not panicking, actually, because Quicksilver really needs some units, like right now. He knows it, he's starting to build Sand Skimmers. His carrier with power into range right now.
Defense alert. Hostile carrier
and there the shots come.
Sand Skimmer under fire.
So let's see if Spicy is going to be able to get any work done, or if he's just going to have to fall back with his Sand Skimmers. He's got to be careful, but he has a good advantage right now, as you can see. 6-2 Sand Skimmers. So if he can navigate the guns of this carrier carefully, he could get some real damage done. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you can see the power in range, but no power in like weapon damage. So these Sand Skimmers able to take a few hits, and no AOE missiles coming out of the carrier either. Oh, he needs to get that wounded Sand Skimmer out of there.
Destination marked. Artifact verified.
Artifact extraction.
Okay, so by occupying this position, like Chupacabra is preventing mining from like the most important spot. I mean, this is like 6 mining locations, 4 CUs, 2 RUs that aren't being made use of right now.
Light attack vehicle.
So achieving something. I mean, that is annoying. And behind this, Chupacabra is getting his second production cruiser, so he's catching on up in terms of economy. Let's just check the research here. No sign of refinery mode yet, but I have to imagine that that's coming. He's stacking CUs right now, so I imagine we'll see refinery mode here momentarily for Chupacabra. Focusing slightly more on Chupacabra, of course, because of the limitations of the Homeworld as a correct replay viewer. I can't actually see the tech for Quicksilver.
Carrier active.
But such is life, and it kind of keeps me guessing, keeps me on my toes as a caster. Railgun Fab here coming up for Chupacabra. And refinery mode actually was not taken yet.
Light attack vehicle rendering complete.
I think Chupacabra has no intention of getting refinery mode. I think he's coming out here to be aggressive. He's rallying out that second production cruiser. I think he's identified the fact that Quicksilver wanted to sit back. But now Quicksilver has assault ships researched, and he's coming out across the field with 2 production cruisers, so anything could happen here. Got a little Sand Skimmer skirmish, but it's still Chupacabra who has the advantage in a Sand Skimmer skirmish.
Guarding strike craft. Coordinates verified.
How many are we on now? So he's on 11 Sand Skimmers versus like just 5 as far as I can tell. But assault ships, of course, will be the kingmakers in a Sand Skimmer war. And here they are. And this just isn't a fight that Chupacabra can really take. 4 assault ships is just like the appropriate counter for these Sand Skimmers. But now the heavy railguns are here, and heavy railguns are the appropriate counter. So Quicksilver now finds himself out-teched and outgunned as heavy railguns coming out here for Chupacabra. And this is a very respectful battle. You can see here, like, both players treating each other with a lot of respect. Both staying back as far as possible. Raiding has not finished actually for either of these players, so slow skimmers. But it looks like Chupacabra has an armor upgrade, which is going to see him in good stead over Quicksilver, who has no upgrades just yet. So many assault ships.
Course verified.
That's a lot of. I mean, he's up to 7 now. I think I like mixing in some railguns right now if I'm Quicksilver. Chupacabra grabbing himself his 3rd production cruiser. This one surely has to be for economic reasons, right? I don't know, we'll see. This base runner here taking a lot of fire, but 5 Sand Skimmers. Whoa, why is he ducking back? Oh, that seems like madness. 5 Sand Skimmers is definitely not enough to stop that from scoring. That could have scored by now.
We have insufficient resource units.
But it looks like he wanted to wait for his Sand Skimmers to come in and clean this up. So it doesn't really make any difference either way. But if he didn't have these supporting sand skimmers, he needed to like score that artifact quickly.
Extraction confirmed. Course verified.
Coordinates verified.
God damn, both these players are just being so respectful of each other. Like the game situation right now, like pretty much dead even, I want to say. Like the economical situation is pretty much dead even. In terms of armies, I think I like Chupacabra's army better. I think having heavy railguns is going to be okay. So now Quicksilver has his own heavy railguns as well. But I still think heavy railguns are going to be the kingmakers in this battle coming up. But I prefer sand skimmers to assault ships. So that's my reasoning for preferring Chupacabra's army in this. And like the fact that he's got like now he has sand skimmer raiding. Okay, so he is putting some resources into researching the upgrades for all these sand skimmers, and that makes them so much more dangerous.
Carrier systems ready.
Let's check the tech here. Nothing else coming. Whoa, he's stacking so many CUs though. He desperately needs to get the fleet cap research. Chupacabra, this is devastating. Chupacabra, buddy. Please click on the fleet cap 105. You need it, buddy. This could be like 10 more sand skimmers you could have like right now if he was on top of his macro. So letting his macro slip a bit, and that's a shame. Oh no, and he could have got those heavy railguns, but he was just too timid. Okay, no, now he comes in. But what are these guys paying attention to? Okay, there is like an assault ship being really annoying on the other side of the map, but in fact I would love it if Quicksilver would just backstab with those 3 assault ships. But anyway, here comes Chupacabra. The sand skimmers are going to come in here. They're coming in deep. Whoa, they're going in unsupported though against assault ships. No. 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 That's not how you do that. He gets out with like a million very wounded sand skimmers, but that's cool because they can repair. I still don't really like just engaging in there. You can poke in and pick off the 2 heavy railguns when they're exposed, but I don't think you can just bludgeon your way in there and expect to try and sit and take a fight with assault ships. No. You have to be hit and run.
Heating new coordinates. Heavy railgun in service.
And now these assault ships possibly chasing too far. I mean, this is 3 heavy railguns. They'll just say no. Yeah, bye-bye. Get out of town.
Salvager online.
Advance.
I like the attack from Chupacabra, but I worry that the execution, he's just not quite being bloodthirsty enough. Like, he needs to just pick something, because with this many sand skimmers, right, the only thing that's going to beat these sand skimmers really is the assault ships. And there are no assault ships over here. So he could just come in here, shift queue up all the salvagers, and kill them down for, like, not many sand skimmers would he lose, so it would be very efficient.
Heavy railgun destroyed by enemy
looks like he's thinking about defending this base runner as well, so Quicksilver just doing everything he can really just to kind of tear the attention of Chupacabra elsewhere, because this attack is like pretty scary. It is pretty scary. I think he's actually going to save this base runner as well by positioning the heavy railguns here. That's quite nice. That's nice work. That is nice work. But now the pressure is off.
Enemy armor inbound.
Production crews are ready to receive resources from
the pressure is off on the attack. Interesting. Okay, so here we go. Now he comes in and finds some soft targets that are exposed. Now he can get some work done. If he just shift queues up these salvagers, they will die in droves. I'd love to see him get damage 1 as well. Has he researched fleet cap? He has researched fleet cap, so he's got room. And it looks like he's researching assault ships now. So possibly thinking of going for some air tech. Possibly he wants the siege cruiser. We'll see. Quicksilver getting a bit mobile here though. Quicksilver coming on out with units of his own. He also has 2 missile ships added in. So those are very preemptive missile ships. He hasn't even seen assault ships from his foe. So I guess those are the please don't kill me assault ships. The ones that please don't kill me missile ships. They're the ones that you build when you haven't seen into your opponent's half of the map for so long. You think that they could be stacking interceptors or burst bombers. And we saw that from Desar in the first semifinals. So he's just like, okay, I'm going to build 2 missile ships so that I just don't like totally die to any air unit. Kind of makes sense. Better safe than sorry. I can get behind building those. It's a shame that he did though, because unless we see like interceptor fab come up here for Chupacabra, then that money will be wasted. Now this base runner is gonna score, so it's 2-0 now the scoreline. It was being harassed by a sand skimmer for the longest time, but a little sand skimmer piddling it down just takes too long, so the artifact was secured. Chupacabra's map control is now suffering though, and his economy is just way worse than Quicksilver. Look at Quicksilver's economy. He's mining fluently off of 3 locations. Quicksilver mining off of just 2 right now, and not very well either actually. For some reason, his carrier's mineral patch here is not Oh, that's not the carrier patch. You get 2 6 patches. Anyway, Hounds are... Oh, I'm looking at economy and we've got a massive fight going on over here. A lot of sand skimmers here from Chupacabra, and this looks like a really nice fight. He's picking off the sand skimmers of Quicksilver. Quicksilver does have 2 armor and raiding complete now, though. So, okay, so upgrades are now even between the 2 sand skimmer armies. But yeah, Chupacabra, he's just got too many sand skimmers, and he knows it, and he's going to keep chasing here. Oh, but an assault ship is going to push back his sand skimmers.
Sand skimmer advancing.
A very tense little fight there, but both players playing pretty well, I think. Nobody making any real mistakes there, both doing as much damage as they kind of can. This assault ship over here, has this one ever been answered? This is being such an annoying assault ship. This one needs answering. You can't just let that one sit in your backfield. That is bad times.
Moving to RU field. Moving to
Wow, I have to say, this has like been one of the more passive games that I've cast like recently. Both players being so respectful. Chupacabra put on a lot of pressure early, but like Quicksilver dealt with it. Like, based on how this game has gone and the fact that it's nearly 13 minutes old, like the number of shots fired basically feels like it's been like way below average. A lot of tense positioning, but not many explosions or big engagements. Anyway, here comes a load of sand skimmers. He's going to catch out some of these railguns, or just one railgun even. Then the assault ships are going to send those ones back. So a nice little hit and run there from Quicksilver, well executed. Gets himself a heavy railgun, always nice. Got to bleed your opponent where you can. This is the joy of sand skimmers now that he can just bounce down to this position if he fancies it. They're so fast. Oh man. See, I just couldn't imagine playing this game without sand skimmers and units that repair themselves. Nope. That's how I play. It's all about being everywhere, and if you want to be everywhere, it helps to have the units that are the fastest and the most self-sufficient. I don't like all of this coalition have to repair your units with repair-y units.
Defense alert. Enemy
Who needs
armor
repair-y
inbound.
units? Just let your units repair themselves, right?
Saboteur is in contact.
Anyway, here come those sand skimmers. They do get a lovely backstab, picking up 3 salvages immediately, and it will be a minor miracle if they don't get the support cruiser, sorry, the production cruiser, and that they will. Brutal amounts of damage coming through. In fact, yeah, one of the damage upgrades has finished now for Quicksilver, and you can see the effect, and it's so powerful. Boom! There it goes. So inflicting some good damage here. Quicksilver, I think, with the first real body blow. If this was a boxing match, then, you know, Chupacabra would be like, you know, you can see his like flesh like rippling from the impact. He's like, ooh, maybe some saliva just like sprays out of his face. A good right hook there, connecting from Quicksilver. And now Chupacabra has to do something because like he's behind economically. And I think soon that's going to translate to just being behind in every way. I don't know what tech Quicksilver is going for. Chupacabra is building so many. He's building 5 at a time sand skimmers. Where are his production cruisers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th? 5. Oh god. Okay, yeah, he actually does have 5. Wow. That is some serious production might. This is such a macro map. Such a macro map. The way you start with so many available resource sites and so many available resources at those sites on this map just means that, yeah, you can macro your heart out. And here comes a massive hook of sand skimmers coming down the right flank here, absolutely ransacking as they go. There is fighting going on over here. Chupacabra just like handily mopping up some units, but it doesn't matter if he's losing his production cruisers to like this run by of sand skimmers. This is brutal. Okay, the sand skimmers need to disengage, but I think even if he loses all of these, destroying a production cruiser is just worth it. I know it's not worth it strictly in terms of just like cash for cash, but delaying your opponents, stopping them from mining and stopping them from producing units and requiring them to spend another production cycle on their carrier building another production cruiser is like really annoying. But whoa, he's stacking so many resources here as Chupacabra. He could really spend your resources, boy. Spend them. If you're stacking this many resources and you're already near unit cap, just start researching power levels or start researching air stuff for an air tech switch later. Speaking of air tech switches, Quicksilver with the bombers. He's building them up. He's building them up. But Chupacabra right now coming on in. He finds himself a missile ship. That he will be able to snatch up, I would have thought, relatively easily. Let's zoom on out and just see if there's any other action going on. Wing of assault ships sneaking up the right flank here for Chupacabra. So I like this from Chupacabra. He's trying to pivot, trying to get back on the offense. And he's going to get a base runner. He's not going to get that missile ship, which I'm sure he would like to have, but he's not going to get it. Quicksilver now has 3 precision bombers And they are scrambling.
Destination verified.
Uh-oh, 3 precision bombers are scrambling right now. The assault ships get scouted, but the precision bombers could just swat this down in an instant. Are they going to, is the question. Nope, they're going straight past, no interest, and this is the correct move from Quicksilver. Go for maximum impact, go for high damage, pick off the production cruisers. And that's what he's going to do. Boom! Boom! The precision bombs landing instantly smites a salvager. There is still combat going on elsewhere on the map. And one of the precision bombers has actually stopped to bomb those assault ships, so Quicksilver knows exactly how many bombers it takes to kill a production cruiser and assigns the others elsewhere, smiting his opponent on so many fronts. But Chupacabra's main attack is over here, Sandskimmer aggression. But his Sandskimmer pack has kind of been split up a bit, a little bit watered down, kind of a little bit stuck. It's taking needless damage. Flying past these assault ships is a risk. And he is hemorrhaging Sandskimmers. Okay, so it looks like Chupacabra is going to regroup here. Quicksilver's going to regroup like around here. And there's going to be a big fight. But, I mean, I still really like this for Quicksilver because he keeps on getting hits through to the soft targets of Chupacabra. And Chupacabra just can't really seem to get any hits through to the economy. And that's real big. Chupacabra is leading in the artifacts, but, I mean, not only by 2. That's not that much pressure.
Hostile railgun approaching. Armored craft.
Looks like these Sandskimmers just want to pick up that assault ship before they go. I don't blame them. That one is a veteran assault ship. Oh dearie me, but he gets badly punished for it. Doesn't get the assault ship, so that is pretty bad. These 2 assault ships on the right flank for Chupacabra are still alive, but getting shut down now by superior numbers. These precision bombers as well. There is no anti-air with this army, so here come the precision bombers. Boom! First hit kills 3 heavy railguns. Oh my goodness, those precision bombers, man.
Sandskimmer under fire.
I mean, it is not over until it's over, but this attack is over. The minute those heavy railguns got smote down by that precision bomber, this attack was over. Damn, Quicksilver. That is some nasty stuff that he's pulling out. These precision bombers are just going completely unopposed. Have you got anti-air for your... he doesn't have Honor Guard Cruiser anti-air. You need to get this. Chupacabra is building Honor Guard Cruisers, but has not researched the anti-air. He has so much money, he just needs to research the anti-air, because right now he has no anti-air. These precision bombers can kill all of his production. They can kill all of his army. They could kill his carrier if they get enough time. This is not a sustainable situation right now, Chupacabra. You need some anti-air, my friend.
Salvager taking fire.
Set for offensive advance.
And the assault ships are now pushing down the right flank. Yet more salvagers being shut down. This production cruiser is forced to run for its life. Oh, and the Sandskimmer's pushing in on the left. Quicksilver, you're a monster, Chupacabra. Oh my goodness, buddy. I think this is already over. Oh my goodness, I mean, he's got a reasonable force of Sandskimmers in the middle, but that's it, and they're getting bombed and surrounded right now. Oh god, these precision bombers are just gribbling everything right now. Oh, this is so gross. Did he research anti-air mode? Nope. I mean, you're only getting beaten by like a massive air force. Why would you research anti-air mode for your flagship units? I don't know. Seems like the units in mid have just been totally forgotten about. There we go. He needs to at the very least, spread his Sandskimmers out so that they don't get bombed whilst they're self-repairing. But, I mean, these cruisers are just going to go down. These precision bombers are just savage. And this is over, I think. You can't lose this much value. Famous last words, I know, but this has to be over, right? You can't lose this much value almost for free and still win. And Quicksilver is mining off of, like, everything in the world. The Honor Guard cruiser gets blown up. There goes the wreckage there. These precision bombers... Okay, he's building... Yeah, he's gone up to 4 of them. He should just build a 5th and just be done with this. Because I think even if Chupacabra gets missile ships out... I mean, he's got 1 missile ship out now. But there's enough bombers that they can just bomb them down as they come out. So, I don't think the missile ships are really going to save him.
Course verified.
We'll see. It's all he can do right now. It's all he can do. How many production? And he's down to 2 production cruisers. Remember, earlier on in the game, he had 5. And that was after he lost one. So he may have even had 6 at one time. Gonna get himself one of these bombers at last. A nice... That is good.
Heretic bomber
but I
destroyed.
believe, are there still 3 left? Yeah, there are still 3 left here for Quicksilver, so those bombing runs probably not stopping anytime soon. And now it looks like Quicksilver just maneuvering forwards, nice flanking positions here. He's got sand skimmers, assault ships, he's got assault ships and railguns on the right.
Additional CUs required. Locked in.
This is looking pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how Chupacabra is gonna get out of this one. I mean, it's not actually over, because Chupacabra technically, I mean, this is a functioning Homeworld Deserts of Kharak force. He has income, he's mining off of 2 sites, he has sand skimmers, missile ships, and assault ships. Like, this isn't just like over, he still has a functioning, he's still like alive in this game, is Chupacabra. But Quicksilver's position is just so good. I don't know why Quicksilver, okay, he is building base runners, he is going to start grabbing the artifacts. I was just going to say, I don't know why he doesn't just grab the artifacts. Oh no! And the tactical bombers just wolf pack in again. Okay, he's losing some bombers now, but it doesn't matter. He can trade so inefficiently here. If he just keeps building tactical bombers, he should just keep building them. And because every time he knocks down a production cruiser, that's so much money and time that Chupacabra has to spend building it from his carrier. And whilst he's building production cruisers, remember, he can't be building honor guard cruisers, and we know that's where a lot of his money and tech went. So, yeah, this ain't looking good. This is looking real rough right now. I'm just going to reset this tab up here in the top left so we can see what Chupacabra is building. Looks to be heavy railguns, missile ships, and production cruisers for Quicksilver. More bombers, which I'm a big fan of. That's the right choice right now.
Push out.
Invasion strike craft down.
Look at this map control. Chupacabra is just backed up into like 2-3 screens worth of space, whilst Quicksilver has his way with the artifacts and all the resources. I mean, Quicksilver could even start researching power reserves and just come on in here with a Galzian carrier. I dread to think. Let's just take a quick look at how much money Quicksilver. Quicksilver is stacking 8,000 CUs. Oh man, I knew he had to be rich, but I didn't think he was that rich yet. Damn. 8,500 CUs. I think at that point you've just got to start researching power levels and just get cruise missiles on your Galzian carrier and just, you know, do the tactical cruise missile strike. Just that is so much money. That is like apocalyptic amounts of money. You could be cruise missiling everyone down. Anyway, here come the tactical bombers. They're doing their thing all over this production cruiser. They're going to stay for one more hit, and that's all that's going to be needed. And like I say, even though he's trading expensive bombers for, to be honest, relatively inexpensive production cruisers, it's fine, because without the production cruisers, Chupacabra just cannot get into this game. Oh, Chupacabra actually finding an okay engagement here, manages to catch out a couple of assault ships and 3 heavy railguns with a wing of his sand skimmers. That's very nice. This is a nice pickup here. This is actually some real work that Chupacabra is getting done. Meanwhile, though, Quicksilver coming in for an attack on the left flank here. A little backstab force here of sand skimmers and some assault ships going to be coming in, shutting down this attempt at grabbing a 3rd mining location. So that's like something that's not going so well for Chupacabra. And now here comes the carrier for Quicksilver. How many production cruisers does Quicksilver have? 2? You're kidding me, he's got 2. Wow, I didn't realize that. That doesn't seem like nearly enough, especially on this map. I think easily you could have like, look how many CUs he's stacking. He could have like 4 or 5 of them, no problems, and that would be fine. These are sand skimmers actually. There's reasonable veterancy, and I believe they have full upgrades. Okay, no, sorry, they've got 2 armor, no damage, and they've got raiding. But I mean, there's like not very much answering them. And tactical bombers aren't really very good against sand skimmers, like because sand skimmers are so fast that we can take a look here. Sometimes they hit, okay, yeah, but even when they hit, they're not killing that many sand skimmers usually, and often they do just miss. So it's going to be a very inefficient process for these precision bombers to take care of these sand skimmers. But it looks like Quicksilver is not so concerned with that. Mostly I imagine he's concerned with this epic Hadouken attack which he's coming on in with here. This looks to have all the ingredients he needs. He's got some assault ships, some railguns, he's got his carrier. Look at the power distribution on his carrier. He's got enough power in the systems where it counts. Oh, look at the range on that thing now. That's pretty savage. This will be a miracle for Chupacabra to hold, but having said that, he actually has a reasonable amount of forces here. And Chupacabra is building tons of units, whereas actually Quicksilver not so much. Can I... So what does Quicksilver actually have right now? Okay. This should just be a pretty straightforward carrier kill.
Time window is closing. We have 5 minutes to
These
complete our
sand skimmers in the backfield are still alive. Wow. And Quicksilver, I can see why he's being reluctant to engage here, because this does look like a lot of units, but I think he has to, because his carrier is so much superior than Chupacabra is, right? So he just has to come in here and just take out the carrier. This is a carrier kill game, because he's not been getting the artifacts very quickly at all. Where are his base runners? He had like 2 earlier. Did he lose them to those sand skimmers? Oh my goodness, these sand skimmers, look at the veterans coming up on this pack now. They are actually just, they have been heroes, those sand skimmers, absolute heroes this game. And if Quicksilver can lose this. If Quicksilver fumbles and does not win here, which could happen, because besides his carrier, he's actually outnumbered here. Okay, there's the cruise missile strike. Very rare that we see the cruise missile strike used in any game. In fact, I think that's the first time I've ever cast the cruise missile strike from a Galzian carrier. Gets some hits, but not very much, and his army is kind of just being taken to pieces here. He comes on in. He needs to put full power into weapons if he wants this fight. Full power into weapons now. Take it out of range, take 2 out of range, take 1 out of speed. Put it into the weapons now, because you are in range. You do not need that speed or range, but it looks like he's happy just chewing this up. Meanwhile, these sand skimmers are still just taking names. I would feel so much better about Quicksilver and his chances in this series if he would just take care. This is 6 sand skimmers we're down to now, which are just owning his backfield, and that should not be occurring. It just should not be occurring. And now Quicksilver, okay, yeah, no, his carrier is just taking names. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, Quicksilver will take this, I think. His carrier just has, like, look how much power levels he has. So many. And like we're at the stage where his carrier is like barely being hurt at all by the incoming fire. So this will be game 1, I believe, for Quicksilver. Hang on a second. Okay, we've got 3 minutes on the clock. If Chupacabra can escape with his carrier, he just still can't win this at all. No, he just can't win this at all. It just can't be done. I'm racking my brains and I'm struggling to think of some way that he could come back, but I don't think it's going to happen. So let's switch to glass mode here, because oh, the cruise missile strike is used again. Grisly amounts of damage as one carrier mercilessly hunts another. Oh, the cruise missile barrage, and I thank you, Quicksilver, good sir, for displaying the Quicksilver barrage. Sorry, no, the cruise missile barrage on the channel. Oh my God, he's just spamming the missiles here. So many cruise missiles. He's just unleashing all of the rage out of his carrier here.
Defense alert. Heretic forces have secured an artifact.
This game does look pretty cool, actually. And yeah, okay, Chupacabra is gonna GG. So Quicksilver goes up 1 game over 0, and we're gonna move on to game 2. Well, okay, so I just opened up the folder for the next game, and instead of a game replay, I found just a note saying that actually after the first game, Quicksilver forfeit this Artifact Cup. So I'm guessing he had a call or something important that he had to do, which meant that he was dragged away from his computer and could no longer partake in the Artifact Cup. So I guess it will be Spicy Chupacabra who will go through by default and be our other finalists. So yeah, wow, Desar versus Spicy Chupacabra will be the finals. In a slightly unorthodox way of reaching it, and I do hope that we do see more of Quicksilver coming up. I hope it wasn't anything serious. I hope his computer didn't die or anything. Wow, that's going to be our finals: Spicy Chupacabra versus Desar, and I will see you guys there.